Hello and good day, welcome to our YouTube channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be Book of Colossians, Chapter 1. Let's get started now. This chapter is a remarkable piece of literature that teaches us essential lessons on faith, hope, and love. The chapter opens with an introduction, where Paul, the author, identifies himself and his audience. He greets the people of Colossae, a city located in modern-day Turkey, and acknowledges their faith and love in Christ. He then proceeds to offer a prayer of thanksgiving, where he expresses his gratitude to God for the Colossians' faith and the fruit it has borne. In verses 9 to 14, Paul prays for the Colossians to have spiritual wisdom and understanding, so they may live a life that pleases God. He asks God to strengthen them with power, so they can endure and have patience, joy, and thanksgiving in all circumstances. Paul also gives thanks to God for delivering them from the darkness of sin and transferring them into the kingdom of light. In verses 15 to 20, Paul presents a powerful description of Christ, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation, and the head of the church. Paul explains that everything in heaven and on earth was created through Christ and for Christ, and that he is before all things and holds everything together. Paul emphasizes that Christ is the reconciler of all things, having made peace through his blood on the cross. Verses 21 to 23 elaborate on this theme, explaining that the Colossians, who were once alienated from God and enemies of the faith, have been reconciled to God through Christ's death on the cross. Paul encourages them to continue in the faith, grounded and steadfast, not shifting from the hope of the gospel. In verses 24 to 29, Paul shares his personal experience of suffering for the sake of the gospel. He explains that he is filling up what is lacking in Christ's afflictions on behalf of the church. He encourages the Colossians not to be discouraged by his suffering, as it is for their sake and for the sake of the gospel. Paul emphasizes that his goal is to present everyone mature in Christ, for which he works and struggles with all the energy that Christ supplies. The book of Colossians, Chapter 1 teaches us many essential lessons that we can apply to our daily lives. Firstly, it highlights the importance of gratitude and thanksgiving. We can learn from Paul's example and express our gratitude to God for our faith, our blessings, and the fruit it has borne in our lives. Secondly, the chapter teaches us about the supremacy of Christ. He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation, and the head of the church. We must put Christ at the center of our lives, recognizing that everything in heaven and on earth was created through him and for him. Thirdly, the chapter teaches us about the power of the gospel. It has the power to reconcile us to God, to transform our lives, and to give us hope and perseverance in difficult circumstances. We must cling to the hope of the gospel, remaining steadfast and grounded in our faith. Lastly, the chapter teaches us about the importance of service and sacrifice. Paul's personal experience of suffering for the sake of the gospel reminds us that following Christ involves sacrifice and selflessness. We must be willing to work and struggle with all the energy that Christ supplies, so we can present everyone mature in Christ. In conclusion, the book of Colossians, Chapter 1 is a profound and inspiring piece of literature that offers us invaluable teachings on faith, hope, and love. By following these teachings and applying them to our daily lives, we can deepen our relationship with God, strengthen our faith, and live a life that pleases Him. May we continue to grow in spiritual wisdom and understanding, rooted and grounded in Christ, and filled with gratitude, hope, and love. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.